Hello YouTube, Jonathan800 here. So today I decided to play Road to 56 China, and it was quite the experience. So when it came to playing this, I was kind of going in completely blind, but I did at least know that Manchukuo was going to flip to the Japanese, so I kind of steal all of its troops. Those troops will be vital in defending the Chinese coastline from the Japanese. So also I decided to build a fort line at Beijing, because why lose land when you can keep it? Sure, natural barriers exist, but there's also a pretty cool thing at Beijing called a supply hub, and you kind of want to keep those. So Marco Polo occurs, and there's no united front yet, and I've been declared war. So one thing I like about vanilla, you already are in a faction with everyone, so that means you are able to station troops at Shaanxi. I cannot station troops at Shaanxi at this moment. Also, at the initial stages of the conflict, I really thought that maybe I should have made a fort line at the Yellow River. Nah. But eventually, it does hold somewhat well. I just had to shift troops around until the Japanese gave up. Also, because it was a China game, I constantly heard the noise from the naval invasions, and I was getting quite annoyed at them, to be fair. Also, despite historical AI focuses on, Carlist Spain rises up. Good work, Nationalist Spain. I guess you didn't secure the north at all. So, talk about army templates, my castles, they are, I believe, 8 zeros. Or was it 6? I don't know. The helmets, those have support anti-A, and yeah, I'm not sure if they have support artillery. I think they do actually get support artillery. And the crossed rifles are, they're basically the same as the helmets, but they have artillery too. And also, I was sick of AI garrisons, because I gave them one order, and that's to hold the ports. And what do? They walk out of the ports. No! I even told one of them to hold still, and they kept walking. So, front lines were completely stagnant for a while as I was fixing my army, which is even more worse off than in vanilla. And yet, I managed to roll them over. Turns out, Japanese troops were in worse state than mine. I don't know how. My economy was garbage. I did not even fix some bad debuffs relating to it via, what is it? Like the incompetent economy and corrupted economy. I didn't even really touch those. I was just building with 8 civs and like minus a bajillion factory output. So I'm getting quite overconfident here. I'm like, this is my moment where I vaporize the Japanese army. So I go in for a massive encirclement. But there's a slight problem. There's no supply hubs anywhere that I am attacking. I am just rushing troops into a supply dead zone. For my troops, at least. The Japanese could still get supply from their, from Manchukuo, but not me. I decided to just roll all the way up. And I do manage to actually encircle them. But the problem is, there's no way I can really hold it. All of my gains were because I believe it was Mass Assault's extra supply grace and also less supply consumption. But yeah, I lose some of my extremely cracked veterans. I think they were veterans. I don't know. Either way, it was quite upsetting to lose them, but I decided to be more cautious from now because hubris is not great. So I do manage to connect the supply hub. All's good. I was very happy at this stage. And then Road to 56 decides to do something extremely annoying. And that is... Come on, where is it? There! I was just upset. I just stared at my screen for a little bit, just questioning why would the mod do it. I still don't know why. Maybe Manchuria got like a focus that made their puppet thing raise autonomy. I don't know. It makes no sense. I was a bit upset, but all of the gains that I lost were quickly gained back. So it wasn't... All was not lost. It was just a minor setback. I'll call that Ichigo. I don't even think the Japanese used that decision, or if they did, they really sucked. But my main goal was just to take the supply hubs. Should be your only goal when playing this game, is every time you go on an offensive, take supply hubs. Otherwise, you will do a snake that gets encircled just like earlier. So after that, I get my supply hubs back and start to do more offensives. Now let's talk about the focus trees again. If you're playing co-op with a Communist Chinese player, the Communist Chinese player is going to have the worst time of their lives. Because in order for them to have access to their focus tree, you have to as the nationalists, have to lose Nanjing basically and set up the provisional capital in like Sichuan. So I couldn't do anything post-war because everything, if you want to unite China, you had to ignore the United Front. If you also, the entire Japanese army there got vaporized. But I digress. The nationalists have no post-war content. And so that means everything is driven from the communist Chinese under Mao. There is nothing Mao can do if you perform extremely well as the nationalists. And there is nothing that the nationalists can do if they went United Front. So post-war was me doing a lot of staring. It also didn't help it was Road to 56 and the game runs as slow as Kaiser Redux on a bad day. So basically right now I am pushing through Manchuria. The Japanese army was reduced to like 24 divisions at this time. And I'm pretty sure at least some of them were doing garrison duties for their many islands. But yeah, the Japanese Air Force did not exist. So I could just easily push. Also, I did go democratic. It's actually not bad because you get rid of, corrupted economy for free when it usually would cost 600 political power. And they have the exact same buffs as Chiang Kai-shek. I could have stayed as a Kuomintang, but that meant I would have had to spend 300 political power to get rid of corrupted economy. Either way, I push out the Japanese and I would later have a democratic Korea. Don't know why I started out like that, but they would become democratic and under me eventually. Not as a puppet, but as an ally. So, with that, Chinese United Front is removed, but nothing prevents me from creating a faction again. Because there's no way you get rid of that, the warlord cliques thing if you're not in a faction with them, from what I can tell. Or you have to do that focus when you're not in a faction. So yeah, either way, I formed the faction, the Chinese Confederation. And though Xinjiang was in it initially, I was like, okay, I wanted to somewhat unite China under somewhat non-communist governments. So basically, also when you do pay the communists, you have hyperinflation. Fix it with the 280-day focus. I kind of explained that with the wall of text there. So, I really should have done the middle option if I knew what I was getting into. Because by saying something for to me, nothing happens. Because the communists are way too weak. Because I was too good at the game. So, they had no access to their focus tree. And after kicking out Xinjiang and making a supply hub, I was able to roll through them. So, more cores for me. And with a bit of a loud dip blow, I take out Mao. Because it was quite annoying. I just want all of China under my faction, basically. And also not communist. Because I could have had Xinjiang as a faction member, but it just felt odd since I had a war goal on them. So I then befriended Tibet, so they were also part of the Chinese Confederation. And yeah. How would I rate this focus tree? I'm just saying, I would rather play vanilla. This was quite annoying. So with that, I have no more debuffs as China, so I officially fixed China. So thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and you know the deal. And this is Jonathan 800 signing out.